channel. By the way, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Crystal. And yeah, this channel is called Ciao Crystal. Thank you if you watched my vlog number 1, and thank you again if you're here for the vlog number 2. So today we're gonna talk about what is it really like to live in Lake Como. It sounds so fancy, so glamorous, but what is it really like to live in Lake Como? Well, you're on the right channel because I live here in Lake Como for actually 3 years. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the pace of life in Lake Como. For me, I find the living here very slow and really relaxed. It's like for people who are actually retired, comparing from Singapore. So basically, I moved to Lake Como 3 years ago with my husband. So I live in Singapore for 15 years. So it's really two different, very different places. Singapore is more like fast-paced. And here, it's very different because everything is like, if it's a sound, it's like, waking up, slow morning. That's what I feel like living here. It's too relaxed for me, I think. It's just chill. It's like, come on, man, we're just chilling here. We're just chilling here in Lake Como. Now we're gonna talk about second thing in our agenda today is the cost of living here in Italy. Coming from Singapore, which is one of the most expensive places to live, the rent, if I compare from Singapore, obviously the rental in Singapore is much higher than here in Italy. We used to rent. Now, we actually live in a house where we bought, okay? What we did is, we were renting for a year because we don't know what if we don't like it here, so we didn't buy. So when we were renting, our actual rent for a really, like 3 plus 1 bedroom, we're only paying like 1,500 euro. Which, if you compare in Singapore, I think you're gonna pay like 5,000, 5,500, 6,000. That's the difference. But Singapore dollars and euro is also a difference. You just do the conversion because I'm not really good with numbers. Okay, we talk about the groceries. The groceries comparing to Singapore again is obviously very different because if I get the berries here, I can get like a blueberry, which I like because it's full of antioxidants. Blueberry, a pack of blueberry like 250 euro, 230, 3 euro. In Singapore, I would buy the blueberry for 15 Singapore dollars. So again, it's very different, and the difference also is the fruits here, I like it better because it's much fresher, really. Also, when you go to the grocery store, there's like aisles and aisles of alcohol. Wine, wine, wine. Love it. Who doesn't love that? Also, if I compare the alcohol prices, I can buy like a good white wine, a good red wine here. In Singapore, the price would be 100 Singapore dollars in a restaurant. I remember in my time in Singapore, the most cheapest red wine I can get is in Wine Connection, which you can still get for like 20 Singapore dollars for a restaurant. I don't know the prices now there because of inflation, but maybe it's a bit pricier now. But here, I can get like a Vino Rosso Casa in a restaurant for a carafe, sometimes 8 euro. So we're 2 people living here, right? So sometimes my grocery for a week is 100, 200, 250 euro. It depends if I'm planning a grand eating session. Well, pasta is very cheap here. 1 euro, even less than 1 euro. So anyway, let's move on from groceries because it's a very, very big scale. We need to have 10 sessions about the grocery in Italy because I can talk about that. So anyway, let's move on. Okay, eating out. Singapore, you can go from very cheap to really high end. It's the same here. I live 5 minutes away from Como in a place called Blevio. So in this particular area, we only have 1 bar and ristorante, 1 macelleria. That's it. And this bar restaurante, I've eaten there like 3-4 times. For lunch, you can actually pay 15 euro. From 15 euro. So they call it the piatto del giorno. So it's like the plate of the day. You're gonna get a primi piatti, the main course, and a dolce, the dessert. So 20 euro if you add sa calice di vino, so you get a glass of wine. So I have my favorite restaurants here in Como. You can range from 100, 150, 200. So it really depends. And I can tackle more more in the restaurants. It depends on you guys. You need to tell me in the comment section if you want me to make a separate video of my favorite restaurants in Como.
So the next topic would be the local culture and people. Why would I move here if I don't like the Italians? So basically, I never had a problem because I love Italy and I love the Italians. And I find them very cute and very predictable. And imagine the culture for like lunch. Everybody will go for lunch for 12 to 3. Amazing, right? Regarding the expat community here, there are some expats here. We tried to join like 2 sessions of it, like, you know, you have an aperitivo with everybody and you meet a lot of people. It's not just expats because the Italians that are local, they also join. Yeah, it was quite nice, but I never really clicked with anybody. I think it's not them, it's me. Okay, the next thing is the weather and seasons. So now it's still winter. You really feel the winter here because you get 1 degree. I actually experienced snow here. Yeah, 2 years ago we had a snow. It was very beautiful. But obviously this is so much colder than the south. Well, because we're in the north and 15 minutes away we're gonna be in Switzerland and we're very near the Swiss Alps. So yeah, it's a bit colder here. Also in summer it gets very hot. Yes. And sometimes the weather is just unpredictable. Like yesterday was raining and today is such a glorious, beautiful weather. Okay, getting around where I live, you definitely need a car. Although there's some buses, but it's only every hour. Yeah, so when you miss it, you have to wait for the next hour. So in summer, do not take the bus because it gets very full. And I told you it's every hour. And when it's really full, they're not gonna take you. You have to wait for the next hour bus. And it's probably full again, so forget about it. It's actually full of tourists because where I live is 5 minutes away from Como. So the bus goes from Como to Bellagio, which is very famous. A lot of people go there. It's very pretty. So everybody goes there. It's basically 45-50 minutes by bus. There's another mode of transportation here. Obviously on the lake, we have a ferry. I only tried it from Torno to Blevio, which is really near. I really enjoyed it. It's quite cheap, but you need to know the hours for this one. For me, it's like a tour. But there's actually a ferry that comes from Como to Bellagio to everywhere. Yes. If you want to drive the whole Lake Como, it's basically 3 hours. It's really, really big.
My last topic is the downside and the challenges of living here in Como. First of all, for me, is the language. Actually, a lot of people want to speak English with me. So, I told you on my first vlog that I'm trying to learn my Italian every day. But the problem is, my English is not bad. I mean, English is my second language. But I speak everyday English with my husband. When I meet some people here in Como, they usually practice their English on me. So what happened is, we became friends for 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years. Their English has become better and my Italian has become stagnant because there's no point for me to speak in Italian with them because it's going to be a slow conversation. My Italian is like broken English. And I know I need to make an effort. Usually you go to Rome, to Milan, big cities, a lot of people speak English. And they know that I can speak English better than my Italian. When I speak my Italian, they would definitely answer me back in English. I don't know if they want to practice. I also want to practice. Okay, we talk about the off-season here. To be perfectly honest, I love it when it's an off-season here in Lake Como. Because now you really feel like you're the only person there. Yes, it's very quiet. Love it. I love it when it's winter, when you go to the restaurants, you really know who lives here, the local crowd, you know. Love it. No traffic, especially where we live. You know the road here, even though I'm only 5 minutes now, the road really goes, and it's a two-way, right? Two-way traffic, guys. So when you live on the lake, you need to know the lake road. You know what? When it comes to spring, slowly the cars are sprouting from all over. Usually Germany, Netherlands. They like to drive because it's not that far. It's 12 hours away. You're in Amsterdam from here. On summer, the worst. And you see everybody on the lake. And when the weather is so good, like sunny weather, wow. Traffic. From my house here, 5 minutes But in summer season, we can go from 5 minutes to 1 hour because of the traffic. Anyway, I hope you get to know me a bit, and not just about me, about living in Como according to me. Let me know in the comment section, what do you want to know about Como? Do you want to know about Como, about me, or whatever? I hope you enjoyed this video and you have some insights on what is really like to live in this beautiful Lake Como in Italy. Ciao, arrivederci for now. See you in the next video. Hopefully. Ciao.